Hey folks, Coach Alex here, and today I'm going to be answering one of my email subscribers' questions relating to lactate acid tolerance, specifically how to develop or how to build tolerance to lactic acid. This is a really fun question and one that I think a lot of people are going to get some value from, right? So I'm going to jump into it. If you've not listened to any of my content before, if you've not read my content online or watched me, then I'm Alex. I'm a professional strength and conditioning coach. I've been doing that for about a decade now. I'm also an assistant lecturer over at the University of Hull, where I'm studying for my PhD, and I'm a tutor and educator for British weightlifting. So I basically live in the gym. This is kind of what I do. All right, let's jump into the message. So, hey coach, I've been, let's see, I had a background in strength training and I've made the transition to CrossFit. I've been getting better and better, slowly in some areas, more quickly in others. That makes sense. If you've got a background in strength, you're likely to be maybe better at the weightlifting and the strength components. One area where I'm really struggling is, let's see, leg fatigue, or rather leg burn. After I start some workouts, I get a minute or two in and my legs feel like they're on fire. Yeah, okay, so your legs feel like you're on fire. My legs feel like they're on fire. How do I start to get around this? One of the biggest issues I'm having is that I just don't feel able to complete the workouts. I feel like I'm strong enough and I feel like I have the fitness, but my legs especially seem to be burning so much that I don't seem to be able to continue. All right, so phenomenal question. What I really like about this one is that I'm going to give you an answer and you're going to hate it because of how mean it is. So what we're talking about is developing lactate acid resistance or tolerance, right? Or lactic acid tolerance. Specifically when you, so what is this? So when you perform an exercise, so let's just take a really simple one, bicep curls, right? If you do 5 bicep curls, you're probably fine. If you do 10, you're probably fine. But if you're doing 15, 20, 30 of those things, and now your set's becoming 40 seconds, 50, 60, 90 seconds of work, what ends up happening is you get all these built up hydrogen ions, all this kind of waste product in the muscle, right? And it stings like stings a lot. I'm trying not to swear because I know that algorithms don't tend to like that, but it stings a lot. It really hurts. And it can really hamper your performance. So I've worked with competitive swimmers that have dealt with this a lot. When you swim, some of these like kind of mid distances, you bathe in lactic acid. 400-meter runners I've worked with get absolutely buried by lactic acid. So it's something you need to develop a tolerance to. The fun answer to this though, and this is the bit that people don't like, is that the way that you develop tolerance to something is by exposing yourself to it over and over and over again. But the trick is to do so in a manageable, incremental and progressive amount. So you don't just want to jump into a session that absolutely annihilates you, that you have no ability to progress from, right? So what you want is a session that allows you to just touch into that lactic acid zone, get a little bit of it building up, and then just start to flush some of it away, not all of it, and then we go again. So I'm going to give you an example of a workout I used, actually with a different CrossFit athlete, so I'm kind of a useful comparison. What I've had her doing is getting on like an Airdyne bike, so like an assault bike, right? So you got legs and arms going, and I get her doing intervals of 1 minute. So you're going to do 1 minute, fairly hard work. We're talking RPE 8 out of 10. It's not a max effort, but it's close. It's more than an easy effort. It's more than a moderate effort. It's still pretty hard effort. It's just not maximal. I had her doing that for a minute, and then what she'd do for the minute afterwards is she'd just drop that, not quite to a rest, but just to like a really like an active recovery, a 2 or 3 out of 10, right? She'd do that for 1 minute. What that would do is that would allow some of those waste products to build up in the minute of work, and then that 1 minute would allow some of them to dissipate. Not all of them, just some of them, and it provides a little bit of psychological relief from the pain in your legs. And then guess what? Then you go again with another minute of work at RPE 8, let those lactate build up even more, and then you have another minute of rest. What I had her doing for the first week or two is you would do that maybe like 4 or 5 times. So 4 or 5 sort of groups of a minute. And then after that, what you do is you'd actually have a longer rest, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, to actually allow that lactate to properly really clear out, to refresh your legs a little bit. And then after that, you could then repeat the round. So you could repeat that 1 minute on, 1 minute off, 4 or 5 times. And you do 2 rounds of that. So that's what I did the first week. And then, you know, the first couple of weeks, by week 3 or 4, she was doing maybe 3 or 4 rounds of that. And then over time, what we are going to work towards doing, and what I'll end up doing with her, and what this person should do, is you increase the rounds to 3 or 4 rounds of that. And then you can also work to increase the reps. So instead of 1 minute on, 1 minute off for 4 times, you might do 1 minute on, 1 minute off 6 times and do 4 rounds of that. So in essence, at the start, if you're doing 2 rounds of 4 exposures, you're getting 8 total exposures to lactic acid. By the time you build up to doing 4 rounds of 6 1-minute exposures, you're actually getting 24 total exposures to that lactic acid, right? You build up the total amount of exposures you get, and over time, your tolerance to that gets better and better and better and better and better. And the work rate you can do gets better. Your body gets better at clearing lactic acid. So by the time you get to like week 8, if you return to doing the workout that you did in week 1, you're barely going to feel anything. Your body's going to clear lactic acid so fast, it's going to feel easy, easy peasy. The drawback, right, is that these workouts are some of the toughest and some of the most disgusting workouts you will ever do in your entire life. They are horrible. They are horrible because you're constantly pushing your body, like whether it be your legs, your arms, whatever you do, to the point where it really hurts. And you're doing that repeatedly, week in, week out, because that's the only way. If you want to build up tolerance to lactic acid, if you want that lactate tolerance to build up, you need to get used to the feeling of lactic acid, and you need to give your body enough stimulus that it learns and it develops the ability to clear it, which sucks. So that's the drawback. That's the answer, but it's not the answer that most people are looking for. Everyone else wants, a lot of people want the secret tip, the trick, the thing they can do, the technique or the special exercise. There is none, right? It's hard work applied progressively over time, just managing just enough that you can manage and clear and sort of recover that week and then on to the next. So that's the answer no one likes, but that's the truth about it. Sorry guys, that's strength and conditioning in a nutshell for you. Often it's hard work applied over time. So, next steps. If you go, put this into practice yourself. If you find this useful, then by all means, like it, share it with folks. If you have any questions or comments about the topic, drop them down below in the comments section. Or if you're reading online or listening to this, then feel free to email me. In fact, anyone, just email me. So if you've got any questions of your own, like any topics that you really want to get answered, drop me an email, alex@characterstrength.co.uk, and ask me a question. I will do my best to answer it. What I say every week and what I tell everyone is that just bear with me a little bit. I'm probably not going to get back to you the next day. I might, but look, here's the thing. I've got one-to-one clients, one-to-one strength and conditioning clients that I have to prioritize. I have PhD research to prioritize. I have my lecturing work, my teaching. Basically, everyone that's paying me to do stuff, I have to prioritize them, right? But if I do get your message, I will get back to you. Just give me a little bit of time to do so. And if it's interesting enough, if it's a message that I think would benefit a lot of people, I will make a video just like this one where I jump into it in depth, where I try and give you a really well thought out answer, where I try and make like a long form article or something with tables, sets, reps, exercises to go along with it. So I really will try and jump into some depth if I think it's interesting. So that's basically it for today. Beyond that, I obviously offer one-to-one coaching. I'm a coach, that's what I do. So if that's something that you want, if you want to work with me one-to-one and actually sort of work on your abilities as an athlete, then there'll be a link down somewhere below. Alongside that, I also do like custom programming. So if your funds are a little bit tight, like if you can't really afford that one-to-one coaching kind of thing, then I can just write you out a custom program, something to go away with for a few weeks and just do on your own. Kind of a nice affordable option. And if none of those work, then guys, just drop me questions, just ask me stuff, and I'll do my best to help you out. It's literally what I'm here for. My goal is to just get all of you way fitter, way stronger, way better athletes. Then you can go, earn some sponsorships, get really good, get really cool. Then you can come to me, pay me more money, and I get you even better. So everyone's a winner, right? That will do for today, and I will catch you in the next one. All right? See you later.